it almost feels like it's not real. A bit like the COVID. That didn't really feel real to begin with, being in a global pandemic. So being in imminent danger of being burned to death, it didn't really feel real. So personally, I just tried to stay calm and tried to encourage other people not to panic and be patient and wait for proper guidance and a proper plan.
8:37. Let's head back to Rhodes now to get the very latest on those wildfires. We were speaking to Ian Wakefield earlier on from Kings Lynn in Norfolk. He's on holiday in Rhodes with his partner, but understandably it's so hot there his phone kept cutting out. Ian, I think you're somewhere a bit cooler now, a little bit cooler.
Yeah, I'm upstairs in a classroom near Faliraki.
Well, thank you so much for persevering to speak with us. So last night you had to leave your hotel. Just explain to us what's happened in the last sort of 12 hours.
Well, I mean, all week we've had we've been able to see the smoke coming over the sea towards the resort that we're in, and it's got thicker and thicker. Then, sort of yesterday afternoon, we became aware that the resort down the road had been evacuated or was evacuating, and that we could be next. The smoke got thicker and thicker. By the time we had nightfall, there was a big orange glow over the mountain, and really it was imminent that we were going to be evacuated as well. So round about midnight, most of the people in our resort got a text message from the Greek government saying that our resort, which is Pefki, was going to be evacuated, and more information would follow. And so between midnight and 5 o'clock this morning, we were going through an evacuation, which was pretty chaotic. There were a lot of upset people, lots of children who were understandably quite hysterical. And I think one of the things I'd like to get across really is a big thanks to all the Greek volunteers that have come out in the middle of the night in a very difficult situation to help us to find safe places.
So how did you manage to leave the resort? Did you walk? Were you bussed out? How did that happen?
Well, it was all very confusing. The instructions from the hotel manager were unclear. We had 3 possible options: stay in your hotel room until we tell you, go down the beach, or come and wait for a bus, and you can only take essential items. There weren't really a clear direction. You had to make your own choice in the end. In the end, the majority of people opted for getting on the buses, and I've had to leave quite a lot of luggage in the hotel, and we're now a long way from the hotel, and I'm not sure I'm going to get that luggage back, but that is a small inconvenience to be safe, So I'm grateful for that.
Of course. Where did you spend last night?
Sleeping in a school playground near Faliraki. But there's been a deafening silence from the tour operators. We've heard nothing from our tour operator, who I won't name. But we really don't know. The driver didn't know where we were going. He drove around in circles until he found somewhere that would take us. And we don't know what's happening now. We don't know whether our flight is going to go ahead. We don't know whether we'll get back to the hotel to collect our luggage. We don't know what the next steps are because there's been no communication from tour operators. And I believe some are still sending tourists here, which I think is a misjudgment.
When we spoke to you a little bit earlier on and we were struggling with the connection because understandably your phone was overheating, you were saying it was 38 degrees. It was about 10:15 in the morning there.
Yeah.
Are you getting food? Are you getting water? I'm just wondering, you say you were in a playground overnight. Did you get any sleep? Were you given any shelter? I mean, what are the conditions like?
Well, I mean, it's the temperature has been at least 36 all night, I would say, and with with the amount of coming and going and the crickets and the cats, it's been impossible for most people to sleep, I think. So, nobody's had much sleep. But like I said, I think they're all grateful to be safe. We just look forward to getting some more information from our tour operator so we can do whatever we need to do next. Some people have only just arrived and gone straight into evacuation.
It must have been absolutely terrifying when you were in the hotel and you were being told, you get your text message from the Greek government saying that the hotel's going to be evacuated. How did you deal with that? Did you just go into survival mode?
I suppose it's really, it almost feels like it's not real. A bit like the COVID. That didn't really feel real to begin with, being in a global pandemic. So being in imminent danger of being burned to death, it didn't really feel real. So personally, I just tried to stay calm and tried to encourage other people not to panic and be patient and wait for proper guidance and a proper plan. But I'm not too sure there was a proper plan, and getting any sort of clear guidance from anybody has been difficult.
Well, Ian, listen, thank you so much for speaking to us today. Thank you for your perseverance. I hope that the tour operator gets in touch with you. I mean, we're getting in touch with tour operators as well to try and get some information. And just best of luck. I hope that you are able to get back to the hotel, get your belongings and get home safely.
Thanks very much. And once again, just a big thanks to all the Greek volunteers that have helped all the evacuees.
Ian, thank you so much. Ian Wakefield there from King's Lynn in Norfolk on holiday with his partner in Rhodes. Had to leave the hotel last night, got a text from the Greek government saying you've got to get out, the wildfires are getting close, and spent the night in a playground. Really, really tricky conditions.
Yeah, the UK Embassy in Greece are tweeting at the moment. They've given a number. British nationals in Rhodes impacted by the wildfire can call that number. And the Greece Ministry of Foreign Affairs also has some helplines as well. They are going to facilitate the return of foreign citizens in Greece and Rhodes due to those forest fires. Let's